Hello guys, welcome to this channel. Welcome to this video. We are discussing about carbon and its compound. Now, we have learned about ethanol properties, ethanoic properties, and different type of carboxylics, their nomenclature of the carbon, and various components like alcohol, which is related to the oxygen, and it is a form of oxygen type alcohol, aldehyde, ketone, carboxylic acids. And we have discussed two functional groups, that is alcohol and the ethanoic acid. We have uh, two components, that is ethanoic acid and the ethanol, from a different functional groups we have discussed yet. Now further we need to discuss the soap and detergents. Now soap and detergents, here the first we have activity 10 4.10 and take about 10 ml of water each in two test tubes. Add a drop oil like cooking oil to both the test tubes and label them A and B. The test tube B, add a few drops of soap solution. Now take both the test tube vigorously for a same period of time. Right? Can you see that the oil and water separate layers are separate in both the test tubes immediately after you stop shaking them? Leave the test tube undisturbed for some time and observe. Does the oil layer separate out? In which test tube does this happen first? The answer to this question, जो आंसर है वो क्या है कि जो टेस्ट ट्यूब की जो दो लेयर्स हैं, while after shaking that get separated in two different layers, waters are under and oil layer covers it the surface of water in test tube A, in which we have added the solution soap solution that have water, scum, and the oil layer is on the measles of the scum, right? So in B it separates faster than the test tube A. Now this activity demonstrates the effect of soap in cleaning. Most dirt is oily in nature, and as you know, oil does not dissolve in water. That we have discussed. So the molecules of the soap are sodium or the potassium salts for long chain of carboxylic acids, as we have discussed, that is saponification in the ethanoic acids. So the ionic end of the soap interacts with the water while the carbon-carbon chain interacts with oil. The ionic end of a soap means like Na plus or a K plus that interacts with the water, right? The end which interacts with the water, that is called the hydrophobic, and the ends which that is the long chain of carboxylic acid which works on the oil or dirt, it is the hydrophilic. Okay, it's a long chain. So the soap molecules thus form a structure called measles. It has been given in a figure, this type of measles. These are the measles, where one end of the molecules is towards the oil droplet, while the ionic end faces in outward. Ionic end, this one. These are the ionic ends. This is the long chain. Now, this form an emulsion in water. What is it? This is emulsion. Now, form is what? it is emulsion. In further classes in 11th you will learn the aerosol, emulsion, solution, different types of solutions are there, and smoke is there. What is smoke, what is fog, right? So these are the different type of forms of the chemicals you get. You get like precipitate, it is also a form of, means you get a precipitate of it and you just use it for different purposes, like when you talk about medicines, the tablets, it is in a form of a precipitate. So it settled down in the bottom and we just collect the solution, which is upper one, that will be just bring it out or shift to some other thing, and we just collected that precipitate and we press it to the hard one and we make it a tablet, right? This is the whole process. So what are these? That means this type of things you get to learn in further classes in 11th and 12th. The soap measles does help in pulling out the dirt in water, and we can wash our clothes clean. So this is the whole process we have in the soap or soap solution. We had it to the draw test tube B. So that all happens. So the dirt is to separated faster in test tube B. So now measles. What are the measles are? So in examinations nowadays maybe they will ask for the what is the hydrophobic, what is the hydrophilic. So what the hydrophilic ends do, what the hydrophobic ends do. So these type of things can be asked, right? But when we talk about for the 3 or 4 mark questions, we have what is measles and discuss about it. You may get this question. So the soaps are the molecules in which the two ends of different properties. One of the hydrophilic and what is the hydrophobic. The hydrophobic ends interact with the hydrogen carbon. Means phobic means hydro means water and phobic means with it has afraid of it. So hydrophobic means which do not interact with the water. It means it interacts with the hydrocarbon. So phobic means a fear, phobe, right? So we say no phobia. So that is the phobic. So hydrophobic means it's do not interact with water. It interacts with the hydrocarbons. So hydrophilic which interacts with the water. So when the soap is at the surface of water, so hydrophobic tail of the soap, which is do not soluble in water, and the soap will align along the surface of water with the ionic end in the water, and the hydrocarbon tail intruding out of water. Inside water, these molecules have a unique orientation that keeps the hydrogen carbon portion of water, thus the cluster of molecules in which the hydrophobic tail are in the interior of cluster. The ionic end are on the surface of the cluster. This formation is called a meso. So these whole is the structure of the meso, and it is like this, right? So there is a dot attached to the cloth, grease or the dot, and this end is the hydrophobic, and this end is the hydrophilic. So hydrophobic interacts with the hydrocarbon atoms, right? So it's attaching in this way, right? So this is the water, so that this hydrophilic is just coming towards it, we can say it. So it's removed in this way, so it's just pull it out, make a round, and it's just pull and make it up to the surface, so the cloth gets cleansed or clean. This formation is called meso, and the soap in front of a meso is able to clean, since the oily dirt will be collected in the center of the meso, like this, in the center, you see. completely getting into the center, and this now will not come together to precipitate, not precipitate because of an ion and repulsion, right? Thus, the dirt suspended in the meso is also easily rinsed away. It's like a because it's make a scum or a foams, or we can say meso. So it's just cleansed very or rinsed away. So the soap needles are large enough to scatter light. So when you make a foam in your hand and when you put it in front of a light, yellow light, you find a yellow light or white light, you just find it that it reflecting, it scatters the light, right? Or you just see a different colors, or you can see vibgura as well. So thus a soap solution appears cloudy. Now, activity 4.11 that take a 10 ml of distilled water or rainwater, right, and 10 ml of hard water, that is for the tube well or a hand pump, to in a separate test tubes. So add a drop of a soap solution in both. It's soap solution, right? So shake them well vigorously for an equal period of time and observe the amount of foam formed. So foam formed in the first test tube, it forms, but in the second test tube in which we take a tube well or a hand pump's water, it does not make, and it makes a curdy precipitate, right? Now activity 4.12, take two test tubes within about a 10 ml of hard water in each. Okay, now add a few drops of a soap solution in one and a 5 drop of detergent solution to the other. Shake both test tubes for the same period, right? In first we take soap solution, in second one we have detergent solution and the soap solution, but we have taken the hard water in the both the test tubes. Alright, so in first activity 4.11, what we have concluded that if we are taking two different type of waters, the distilled water and the tube well water, the hard water, so soap solution works on the distilled water only, it makes the foam scum, right? But in the hard water it's a curdy precipitate. It means we need something else to remove that curdy precipitate or to soften the water. So in second activity, the 4.12, we have concluded from the first and we have just implemented in 4.12 is that we take two test tubes of 10 ml, we add a soap solution to one, and it means from the first we have concluded, so it means the soap solution does not work for the hard water. So the 5 drop of detergent solution to the other, shake for the same period both tubes. So both tubes are the same form? No. In which test tube is a curdy solid form? It is in the soap solution test tube, because we have already have the answer to this. So have you ever observed that while bathing, that the foam is formed with a difficulty and an insoluble substance remains after washing with the water? That is the curdy precipitate or a curdy solution or something else, so which just on the surface of our skin. What is that? This is caused by the reaction of a soap with the calcium and the magnesium salts, which cause the hardness of water. Hence, you need to use in a large amount of soap. This problem is overcome by using another class of compound called detergents as a cleansing agents. Right now, the detergents are generally sodium salts of sulfonic acids and or the ammonium salts within a chloride or bromide ions. So both have a long hydrogen chains. The charged ends of these compounds do not form an insoluble precipitate with the calcium and magnesium ions in the hard water. So they remain effective in hard water. So the detergents are usually used to make a shampoos and the products for cleansing clothes, right? It means some detergent components are also added in the shampoos as well. This is to be get focused because it means how our hairs get cleansed or clean, because the non-sick community used to wash their hairs frequently, but the women which having long hairs, the for the Sikh community who have long hairs, means the people have long hairs, they used to shampoo their hairs twice a year, twice a week, or maybe some people are regular, so they are using shampoos. So when they used to clean their hairs, so they find that after cleaning their hair, they do not remove the dirt from the hairs. You need to add 1 or 2 times shampoo to your hairs, and it removes and it makes a scum after a second rub. So so that means it working with your dirt in your hairs, or the just so to remove it, the shampoo needs the detergent. That the example I have taken because to um, make people understand that how the shampoo works. So the products for cleaning clothes as well. So we in some of the clothes, the manufacturer, the textile industry, or the working people who working on the fabric, they used to mention that these type of things you cannot do on this type of fabric, right? So these are certain restrictions to this fabric, right? So when we talk about the nylon, you cannot do a hard press ironing, like you cannot increase the temperature more than 25 degrees Celsius or 30 degrees Celsius, something like that. It means it should be warmed, right? This much is enough for this chapter, and we have what we have learned, the points to ponder. Now, carbon is a versatile element that forms the basic of an all living organism and many of things we use. And this large variety of compounds is formed by the carbon because of an tetravalency and the property of carbonation that it exists. So, the carbon-carbon bonds, that means that is tetravalency, and the carbon forms the bonds within itself, and other elements, the hydrogen, oxygen, sulfur, nitrogen, chlorine, halogen family as well. So the carbon may bond with itself, and can also contain a double or triple bond to make an unsaturated carbon. So the carbon can form straight chain, branched chain, or rings, right? Carbon and its compounds are the most major source of fuels. In the previous chapter, I have told you about that the ethanol is also used as fuel in some countries, the alternative fuels, right? Now we have discussed about the ethanol and ethanoic acids and their daily uses in our life. Now the action of the soap and the detergents, right? The presence of both the hydrophilic and hydrophobic groups in the molecule, and this helps in emulsify the oil dirt and hence its removal, right? So till now, thanks for this chapter. We need your support. we need your comments to improve our, to give you a better knowledge, to understand the concept deeply, or so that you can overcome the problems while learning this chapter, right? So we'll make a video on also this, that how you can come under that, what is that, what concept is needed, and what further we need to improve for further things. So thanks, and welcome your comments, subscribe and share this.